That's what Rand Paul's trying to do, and I think I'm at 20% and rising, but it's a big 80% to get to the top, that Rand Paul will be successful. But that's what he's trying to do. He's not trying to show that Fauci was guilty. We all know his character, all that. He's trying to show the specific things to get people to say, we should crack the veil on this, that pardon was too vague and too broad. We should go after this. Rand Paul, I think, is being very, very smart in doing like a grand jury methodology here.
So I want you to see this. That's a good point, Tom. To see, and 20 is a good number right now. A lot of people like that number being 20. A lot of people's lives were devastated during COVID, and if this guy had all the power and he used his power in the wrong way, and we got to hold him accountable. By the way, I want you to watch this. So this is important because in the diary, he states specifically on the fact that he had a call with governors telling them to shut down schools. And that's March 15th, 2020 of the diary. But here, July 26th of 2022, exactly roughly 4 years ago, he said he never recommended locking anything down. I want you to watch this because it's only 22 seconds. Go for it.
This is just 4 months later.
He recommends locking down schools.
It's 2 years later, not 4 months later, 2 years later. Go back and play it again. Go for it.
I wonder if you would recommend locking down schools.
You have another playing on Rand Paul in the background. If you guys can
not prosecute you.
Can you close the Rand Paul clip? Yeah, right there. Go for it. Okay, let's do this again. Go for it. Watch this.
Again.
Go back again. There you go. Go for it.
I wonder if you would recommend locking down schools if you had to do it all over again.
Well, again, it's first of all, I didn't recommend locking anything down. You're asking me questions. You're talking about the CDC is the public health agency that uses their epidemiologists and their science-based approach to make recommendations.
I wonder if you would recommend...
So in other words, I didn't recommend anything about locking schools down. Now, go to the diary if you can. It's right next to it. If you can just go to it, no, it's on the same tweet. If you can come out of the tweet, you'll see there is a, right there. Click on that right there, the article, and watch this. Spoke to Bill de Blasio today and convinced him, based on what I was saying publicly in my conversation tonight, to close the New York City schools. I went on to tell him he should close the bars and restaurants as well. Had a similar call with Ann O'Leary, the COS of Gavin Newsom of California, and said that based on my TV appearance today and yesterday, the governor has decided to close schools in California as well as the bars and restaurants.
That's chief of staff for Gavin.
There you go. March 16, 2020 came out with the guidelines that reflected my pushing for more aggressive mitigation 15-day strategy. Stay away from bars, restaurants, theaters, sporting events. If the community has the community spread close to bars. So you see the balance here of what's happening. So a lot of these contradictions are getting caught up in. How do you process this when you see it?
Pat,
and Adam, I'm going to come to you right now.
From everything that I'm seeing, Pat, guys, this is just the facts. He lied about the mask. Okay, I have 2 videos that I saved on my phone forever, Pat, where he goes, they don't work. And then he kept pushing it that they do work, and he even told people to triple it up, okay? Liar. Number 2, social distancing. When they asked him, they go, you said social distancing. He goes, I never said it. They go, where they come from? He goes, it just appeared out of nowhere, but he kept pushing it, okay? And then, Pat, the myocarditis. This is what drives me bananas. I don't have any children, but if you're out there and you're listening to this, and you have kids, and you were lied by this doctor, okay, that was told to be America's sweetheart. They all were glazing and worshiping this guy, from Chris Cuomo to every single one, who's his buddy. This is his friend. Now he has long COVID because of this guy. I want people to understand, there was a study, 1.7 million children were found that myocarditis and pericarditis only appeared in children who received COVID mRNA vaccine. Not a single, not one, let me say this, not one single unvaccinated child in the group suffered from these heart-related problems. So he lied, he poisoned you, he poisoned the freaking kids. Peter Daszak, who was his buddy, he was coming back from China in 2021. Joe Biden's FBI told the Department of Homeland Security, don't stop him. Pat, they were going to grab him, they were going to check his phone, they were going to check everything about him. Pat, he was in China at the Wuhan lab. They wanted to question him. Biden's FBI said leave him alone, and they didn't do nothing with him. So when you take a step back and look at this, Pat, with the relationships with China, with the Bidens, with the black men that we're going to get into, this seems to me like during an election year, during Trump's election year, besides China, Pat, doing the BLM stuff and paying for all this crazy stuff and the spying, They released a freaking disease. They had the backing of the #1 doctor who was trusted by everybody, that was worshipped. They sold masks, they sold this vaccine, and the fact that even the people on the left, Pat, aren't as mad as we are, it drives me crazy. Talk about Israel, talk about the war, talk about Iran. I get it. But this, from Fauci, the real Dr. Fauci, Pat, with RFK, this guy is a mass murderer. If you think about it, Pat, he's been killing people for how long? And he's going to get away with it?
And you got to realize, I don't know if it's going to be like that, but indirectly, his policies led to a lot of people. A lot of people are speculating that's what the conversation is. Adam, your thoughts on this?
Well, I totally appreciate Vinny's passion on this because Vinny's going to talk to you about this forever. The issue I have with Fauci is one word that Vinny brought up, and that's ego. Vinny called him an egomaniac. It would seem that what was the most important to him was this celebrity factor, right? He talks about getting flowers from Julia Roberts and having communication with all these celebrities. Steph Curry, Trevor Noah, Anna Wintour from Vogue, Sean Penn, Matt Damon, even Lil Wayne, right? And the outcome of this is this massive ego, which could potentially turn into an egomaniac. You know, they say oftentimes your ego is not your amigo. And rather than maybe admitting some wrongdoing, he doubles down. So right now, in my opinion, he is the third most famous diary of all time. #1 being the Diary of Anne Frank, highlighting the Nazi Germany disgusting activity that was going on. And then #2, with CBD, you'll appreciate this one, was Meditation from Marcus Aurelius. And this is my final point. What did Marcus Aurelius do? What was he known for? He had a servant do what? Did he follow him around when he was the emperor of Rome, saying, remember, you are just a man. I think the problem that a lot of people have with Fauci is that he viewed himself as more than a man, more than the CDC director, as this man who controlled America, and America, unfortunately, was worse off because of some of his decisions.
Wednesday, July 29th, those of you guys that are going to the vault, the networking event that'll happen here for CEOs and founders, you'll get a tour from Tom or myself that'll show you the entire operation, and an executive, you'll get a tour of the people who are bot executives. Our executives will give you a tour of it, and then Platinum in general, you'll get a chance to network for 2 hours. I'm getting so many messages. Can I come? Get a ticket, go to the vault, commit to it. It'll be people that are going to the vault to network from now, so before they go to the event, they already have a relationship established with each other. And if you don't remember what happened last year, I want to show you how this went last year. It's a 30-second clip of what last year's networking event going into the vault conference 5 weeks away looked like. Go for it.
Some bullshit that you got some fucking money to entertain your fucking self with. But back to fucking Fauci take care of it. That bitch ought to be put in prison, prepped for execution for cruelty towards humanity. That's it, that's all.